welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about bone broth, which is something that I make and feed for my dogs and my cats. It's really nutritious. There's a lot of nutrients and minerals, and it's super easy to make. There are so many benefits from bone broth. It helps maintain a healthy gut in your dog. It detoxes the liver and supports the immune system. It helps protect joints, which is really important for my dogs because they're so active. They run and they jump and they play a lot, so I want to keep their joints really healthy. And it also works if a dog has diarrhea or you want to encourage them to eat more. And my dogs and my cats really love it. It's like a treat for them. So as I mentioned, it's super easy to make. All you need to do is buy beef soup bones, which I just pick up at my grocery store, and I put them in my slow cooker and then put enough water in the slow cooker just to cover the bones, so maybe about an inch or even less on top of the bones of water. Sometimes I also like to add bones that have a lot of joints, so chicken feet can be really good to add as well. Once the bones are completely covered with water, I add apple cider vinegar. For this size crock pot, which is a fairly small crock pot, I add about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, but you could add up to 4 or so tablespoons. The apple cider vinegar is really important to add because it makes the broth, it kind of turns it into a gelatin and kind of a jelly, or it makes it thicker, and it also pulls out a lot of the nutrients and minerals from the bone. And then all you have to do is turn your crock pot on, and if you're not doing it on a crock pot, you're going to have to leave it on the stove on really low for about 24 hours. That's why I like to use the crock pot, because it needs to cook slowly for a long time. So I'll leave it on for 24 hours. If the broth cools when it's finished, you may see all the fat on top. After 24 hours when it's finished, you're going to want to take out the bones from the broth. Make sure that you remove all the bones so that you're just left with the broth. It might not be a gelatin yet, it might still be liquid, but it will turn into a gelatin gooey paste. Once you've removed the bones, you can then add any vegetables or anything that you want to the broth, anything that you want your dog to eat that maybe they don't like eating that much. Things like green beans or broccoli that are healthy for dogs, but maybe not something that they would go to eat right away. You can add these vegetables when the broth is still hot. Once the broth is cool, put it in a container and then put it in the fridge. In a few hours, you will see that your broth has turned into this jelly paste. It will also have a layer of fat on the top, on the surface. You can decide if you want to get rid of this and not feed it to your dog, or if you want to feed it to your dog. If your broth hasn't turned into jelly, then it just means that you didn't use enough apple cider vinegar, which is okay. You can still feed the broth to your dogs and they will still get benefits, but just remember next time to add more apple cider vinegar so they get more of those minerals. something that you can feed your dog regularly, and it can really help with allergies and digestive problems that your dog may be experiencing. You can just add a tablespoon to your dog's meal. You can use it to moisten dry food, or you can just feed it on its own. If you decide to make this, let me know in the comments how your dog liked it and if using it over time you noticed any benefits. I hope this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.